Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mero and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And today I want to touch up on a topic that we talked about several days ago, which is all the national days and holidays and the need to design for them, especially for Retro Day. Now the whole concept of Retro Day can be something that you design for this time to get the hype, to get the social media involvement, to get people into your Teepublic store or your Redbubble store. But National Retro Day can be something that we celebrate all the time. There are so many Shopify stores, WooCommerce stores, any type of print-on-demand store that sells retro designs. National Retro Day, celebrated on the 27th of February, was actually founded in 2017. It was founded when Robert Duran from Texas saw his neighbor throwing an old projecting screen. And when I read the story about how Retro Day started, I was thinking to myself, oh my god, it would have been so much me, seeing a neighbor throwing away something super retro and super oh my god, it's like if I would have seen, I don't know, someone throwing away an old vinyl player, I would have lost my mind. So Robert contacted the National Day Calendar, apparently it's a thing in the United States, to see if there is any day to celebrate basically the retro lifestyle, which they didn't have any. So they set up Retro Day, National Retro Day in the United States on Robert's birthday, February 27th. So happy birthday, Robert! And this is such a cool topic for me, mostly because I am an extremely nostalgic person. I like all these memes on Facebook, when people go if you don't recognize these things, you didn't have a childhood. The whole part where you put an old cassette and a pencil, and if you don't know how are they related, you're you don't know me. And this is what I want to show you guys today, a quick little tutorial about designs for Retro Day, because I did so many designs a few days ago. I was sitting down recording my screen, and the reason why I'm showing this to you guys is for two reasons. As I said in the beginning, National Retro Day is on February 27th, and Instagram and all social medias are going to explode with hashtag Retro Day, hashtag National Retro Day. And if you have designs relating to that, you can post them with a hashtag and a link to purchase from your stores. Or you can just take this as a concept and as a niche and post it all the time, because some people, like me, are nostalgic all year round. Now the first thing I need to do to start this tutorial is to make myself smaller, so I can show you a bit of the process of what I am doing when I'm approaching a new niche, when I'm approaching a new design tutorial, when I just want to get started. So the first thing that I'm doing is usually I'm going to Canva and I'm selecting the size of what I want to design, and in that case it was a t-shirt size design because I know that I want to put it on Teepublic. And then I go on to Creative Fabrica, because I have a membership there that allows me to download fonts and graphic elements for commercial purposes for print on demand in an unlimited form. There is a link down below so you guys can do it as well with a 30% discount for people who are watching this channel. And what I was doing is basically typing in retro font, typing in retro graphics, and downloading all kinds of stuff. Downloading several fonts, downloading clip art. Some of it I'm going to use, some of it I'm not going to use. You can use the elements as is if they are under the print-on-demand commercial license and you have the all access pass. You can also modify them or just look at them to get inspired to do your own thing. So I downloaded a bunch of stuff from Creative Fabrica, and I'm going to leave a list down below to some of the things that I downloaded that I really liked and that I used, so you guys could check them out as well. And I was also researching some things that are considered retro, because Retro Day is basically celebrating the second half of the 20th century. So all these kinds of expressions like razz my berries or gnarly or things from the 50s are still applying, because I wasn't alive back then, so I wouldn't know. And after I was done with all of that, downloading all my files from Creative Fabrica, unzipping them, uploading the fonts onto Canva, uploading the graphics onto Canva, and this will probably answer a question that you guys have been asking me. How do I organize all the things that I download from Creative Fabrica? The answer is pretty simple. I upload them to Canva and then I delete them from my computer. That's my organization system. You can always go back to Creative Fabrica and download them again. So there is not much, I don't know, you don't really need to save them on your computer and take up space. And I downloaded a bunch of stuff. I downloaded cassette tapes. I was looking into, I don't know, maybe platform shoes, maybe skates. I was looking into different fonts, and I also know that I have a lot of other things in Canva, because Canva with a Pro member, you have so many different graphics, and there is also a link down below for you guys to try out Canva Pro membership for 30 days if you're not yet using it. Now, once I've realized that I'm done with Creative Fabrica, I went to Canva and to Elements and just typed in platform boots because I was really keen on finding good and nice platform boots. I was also looking for them on Pixabay. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna, but I really like these ones. They look kind of cool. There were also so many other ones now that I'm retroactively looking at it going like, why didn't I choose those ones? But those platform shoes were kind of cool. And the first thing that I do is sort of like a brain dump. I like take down sort of everything that is cool that I like. I sort of drop it down onto Canva so I'll know like to look at it later. Browsing through all of these retro platform boots, I felt like the one I had was enough. And then I did like butterfly clips. Do you remember those clips for your hair? So they actually have two cute ones, and that opened up with magic recommendations, like opened up a world of retro magic. And I was like looking at it and I'm like, okay, I want to have all of them. I want the cassette tape. There was the ring with the candy on it and the skates and the floppy disks. You know, I was searching for Creative Fabrica for such a long time for floppy disks and couldn't find something so cool. And there's also like as if, cool, you go girl, all these expressions, and an old cell phone. I especially like that they had a Tamagotchi, which again, you cannot call it Tamagotchi, just pocket pet would be a better way to call it. And we had all these like candy and all these stuff, and I was like really, really looking at it. Even the band-aids, you know, even the band-aids that people used to put on their face to be cool. It was just so cool looking at them. So I was just like dumping them around, even, you know, the old TV, but it's like very illustrated, like new style. And I was also looking at some of the stuff that I uploaded here. You know, you can see the floppy disk or my cassette. And there is also this cat that I found with a retro background. By the way, you could just put this cat on a t-shirt because it has the license. But I wanted to remove those lines in the background, so I clicked on the background remover because I wanted to use that cat for something else without that background, but it really didn't do much. The thing is, I can manually remove all of these either with Canva or much easier with Clip Studio Paint, but at that point I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to use it. I have so many ideas, I don't need to get stuck on one. I was also playing around with all of these gradient, sunset, lines, things, and I don't know why people like them so much. Because I didn't like the current shape that I downloaded from, I went to frames and just got a circle shape and put one of these inside the circle shape and adjusted it so that I'll have just the colors without that little grass on the bottom. I really didn't understand it. A lot of times, like when I'm looking into trends of what people are selling, I really don't get it. Like I would be looking at this, and I know that you can put in like 90s kid or 80s kid or something simple. It's just really not my style. And I did it with a bunch of frames. Like I chose so many types of photo frames from Canva and placed it on them that it was insane. But no matter how much I did it, I still didn't get the fact, like, what am I supposed to do with it? And yes, again, I know what people are doing with it. I can see the designs that people are doing with them. Maybe I'll find a way to connect to it eventually. But for now, for something like Retro Day, which is actually personal to me and very important to me, I just couldn't see the point in these designs. So I moved on from creating those designs to trying to think about what I actually want to see on a retro t-shirt. I downloaded some more elements from Creative Fabrica of that rainbow gradient thing on the side. And I also chose one of the cassette tapes that I got from Creative Fabrica, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, this is going to be my speed because I mentioned the whole cassette tape and the pencil. All I need now is just a pencil. So I got a pencil from Elements, from Graphics, and aligned it to be sort of straight under that cassette. And here comes the part where you play around with words and you really try to articulate the message that you want to push through. You're trying to bring in your own style into it and your own language into it. I ended up going with Sunday Glory font and wrote down, if you don't get this, and the get this, I made it very big and adjusted my spacing of the lines. And I was trying to make sure that, I don't know, the Y is not going to touch it. I'm such a perfectionist. Such a perfectionist. It's insane. And eventually I thought to myself, you know, I can just make all of them in all caps and it's just going to make it so much easier for me. So if you don't get this, which is, you know, the cassette and the pencil, you don't get me. I thought it would be a really, really cool thing to do. And as I am making this design that clearly has a black color, I'm also trying to think to myself, how will this look on different types of backgrounds? Like, I'm not going to just put it on a white t-shirt and that's it. I'm not going to just put it as a sticker and that's it. I want to make sure that, I don't know, if someone likes a turquoise t-shirt or if someone wants a purple t-shirt, they can get it, especially on a topic like Retro Day, because the whole point of retro was this like celebration of colors and like colors that don't match, you know, like my very pink sweatshirt and my blue hair. So um, what I like to do is to color the background in different colors and then go around to these different text elements and to effects and to try to add some shadows, some lifts, and really change it up to make sure that it looks good on different colors of background. Now, I'm not going to get too much into text effects on Canva. There was a full tutorial just about text effects and how they can help you, so you can go ahead and check it out. And you can also go ahead and check out an image effect tutorial that I did that basically shows you what I'm doing right now to this cassette by adding sort of a white glow around it. And I was splicing the text, I was adding different backgrounds, I was changing the effect so much until I decided that this is perfect for me. And of course, at the end, once you decide that this is perfect for you, don't forget to delete that colorful background because you're not going to want to use it on an actual t-shirt. And then I went up and I was looking into so many of these things and I thought to myself, okay, what else am I going to do? I have this Tamagotchi, or again, pocket pet, and I kept on looking at this, and I remember the song of Tamagotchi, and I wanted to do something like, you know, we always used to say like something like, don't worry, like, you know, if your cat dies, all you have to do is restart it. And I was just thinking, you know what, maybe the Tamagotchi, the pocket pet is going to tell you like, don't worry, restart me. So I wrote down twice, like two text spaces, one for don't worry and one for restart me. And I was using the Romantic Kissing font. Now that's a font that I took for Valentine's, but it does look especially retro. So I ended up putting it on both of the sides of the Tamagotchi, don't worry, restart me, working on my glow effects for the actual Tamagotchi, like doing sort of a black liner, because this is a bright element. So this bright element is going to look really good on any dark t-shirt or any dark color, but it might not look good on white or bright colors. Same as for the text, which is white, which is why I am emphasizing them or giving them shadows or effects, surrounding them in black. And I checked out this with various types of backgrounds, and I really liked the result. I thought it was kind of cute. I'm actually also ordering this on a t-shirt, on a baseball t-shirt from Teepublic, because I want to check it out. So, yeah, that's happening, and of course I'll update you when I get it. Moving on from the Tamagotchi, I moved on to our pumps. And for the pumps, one of the things that I really want to do is just to put down on the actual like platform shoes, hashtag retro day, which is what I did. And I sort of made it curve like this way in a weird line, which is not a Canva text effect. But the way that you can create this text effect is by splitting up your word or your sentence into a couple of sentences or a couple of basically pieces of text. And one of them is curved down, one of them is curved up, curve down, curve up. You can create this like wave. Again, this was talked through in the Canva text effect tutorial. I was using the Champion font that I got from Creative Fabrica. And again, curving hashtag retro, R-E-T-R, in one way, and then getting O-Day and curving it the other way around and coloring the whole thing in white. And that was one of my favorite designs. Moving on, I was really thinking, okay, what next? And I was thinking, you know, I have all these sentences of things that I was going to say. I have a lot of ideas in my mind, and I really don't know what to do. I was just like looking at stuff and trying to figure out what I want to do. And what I wanted to do was to continue using that Champion's font. I thought it was rather cute. And I wanted to do something with Raz My Berries because it was a really nice expression from the late 50s. So I was like, go ahead, Raz My Berries. And I ended up choosing several different fonts for this. I was checking out Gently because it's really like a retro font in Canva. And I was also looking into some other retro fonts like the Bernier Shade and the Bryce Bold Condensed. And there's going to be a full video about my favorite fonts in Canva in a few days from now. So you can go ahead and check that one out if you're interested in knowing like how I go about choosing my fonts. And I was looking into this, and the first thing that I do is like if you have an expression like "go ahead, razz my berries," I really divide it. So each text element is like 1 or 2 words, so that I will be better able to control the placement of my text. And then I was just searching for berries. I was checking out different background colors. I was thinking maybe I can make it white. I ended up leaving it black and just adding some raspberries that I found on Canva with a black outline and sort of putting them under the raz and putting the my on the side. And I decided it looked good. I don't know if you guys agree, but you know, design is a subjective topic. I moved on to my TV. And for the TV, I thought it would be really cool to just do something that is written inside the TV. And I just want to write down the good old days. Now, you can write down the good old days, or you can write the good old and then a small chipchik and then days, which is what I did. I wrote down the good old days and I was trying to find a font. I really didn't like one of the fonts that I downloaded from Creative Fabrica for retro designs. Like, I really liked the font, but just using it didn't feel right. And I like the Intro Rust baseline. It just feels so retro. And I was looking into how am I going to place it in the TV. Maybe I should just, break the line consistently. So the good, or like the good old days or something like that. Of course, with hashtag, I kind of like that all these retro designs are getting a hashtag because, it's sort of the opposite because there were no hashtags back then. And I just wrote down the good old days or something like that. Again, I don't know if you like this style, but I kind of like it. I think it would be nice as a sticker. And then I moved on again, looking at all the things I have, not really sure what I want to do with them. And I did know that I want to do something with the clips for the hair. I know that the word fabulous was really trending around the 90s, the 2000s, the 80s, and I actually spelled it wrong for the first part of doing this tutorial. Something that I do when I do my designs is I make sure that I do my design, and once I finish them, I check my spelling at the end. So I did end up changing it. I switched a bunch of fonts until I reached my conclusion with a romantic kiss and some other fonts, and just did like I woke up fabulous today while combining several of these hair clips. I ended up changing all the colors to white, and the fabulous coloring all like 4 segments of the word fabulous and shading it in white, either using the echo or the lift or the shadow, because I wanted it to look good on dark products. I really wanted it to look good on dark products, mostly because I know that I like to have them for myself. And then I was scrolling down again, thinking what else I want to do, and I remember seeing those skates. And you know what the thing is? You can literally put any of these elements, the skates, or I could have literally put down the fabulous, or just hashtag retro day. And you could just wrote down 90s kid, 80s kid, missing the 90s, missing the 80s, hashtag nostalgic person, anything of like that. And what I wanted to write down here, because I had skates as a kid, well, I had rollerblades because I was the cool kid. But I wanted to write down like hashtag real childhood, which really resonated with me. And I'm going to order so many of these designs myself. It's insane. And I had the retro day pumps. I had this all. And then I remember looking at that page of the brain dump that I had and thinking to myself, I want it to look good. I want to make a pattern and I want it to look good on a face mask and on a mug on Teepublic. And for Teepublic, you can't change the designs that you upload, and it's pretty much centered. So if I want to make a design good for a mask and for a mug, I need to like fill it up. So I opened up a 5000 by 2500 file on Canva, and what I did at first was to take the hair clip and sort of make sure that it's on all the corners, because I'm making a seamless pattern. And to make sure that to do that is always searching for the purple line. There has been full tutorials on how to create seamless patterns using Canva. I'm going to leave a link to those ones down below. It's not one of these tutorials, but what I was doing here is basically creating a seamless pattern that is 5000 by 2500 pixels of these 4 elements: my skates, my hair clips, my cassettes, and the floppy disk. And once that was done, what I did was download this file and then re-upload it onto Canva, and then going to my elements to the grids and choosing a 2x2 photo grid, which creates 4 even size photos to be placed inside, minimizing my spacing all the way. And because this is a seamless pattern, all I have to do is put it in 4 times, and now I have a huge pattern. Now you can see some of the lines in the middle there. They don't really exist. I just see them when I design from afar, but when I go in closer, it doesn't exist. And this was quite a nice pattern. And I was still thinking, you know, what I want to do with this pattern. Maybe I want to write something on it. And what I wanted to write down on it was either like feeling retro or retro day, or I don't know, connecting or stuff like that. I started with hashtag retro day on the Sunday Glory font, but I think I was more into feeling retro. I was placing it in the middle of the design, sort of like, imagine like a face mask that it says feeling retro and it has all these elements on it, or a mug that has these stuff. I was really like excited. I changed my font again a million times to the Rietri, to the romantic kissing, to the spring something, to the champions. I was seriously having a terrible font day 2 days ago when I was designing it. Terrible. And I was playing around with so many of these fonts and so many of these effects because I really wanted to make sure that it looks good on top of these designs that contain so many colors. Now, there was a short video, sort of an update about Canva text effect that spoke about the fact that they now have a background, like an instant background, which might sound silly to some people because I can just, you know, add a square. But I ended up choosing the romantic kissing font, and after going over all of the text effects that I know, I ended up just saying, you know what, there is actually the background option that I'm forgetting all about. And basically what I did is I created a white background and just sort of had it in the opacity behind it, so I can still clearly see the text, but I can also see the elements. And I was also thinking that I want another one of these designs to be sort of on this mask or whatever. But for now, I can take out all the designs that I made, especially for t-shirts and for stickers, and download them in PNG format with a transparent background. I went back into the other design type and I was looking into those elements that I got from Creative Fabrica that sort of has this like rainbow of colors, the vintage style, and then half a circle on it. And I didn't want the half a circle, I just wanted that little, like the long vintage lines. So all I did was just take down the photo and just sort of remove that part of the design altogether, adding a text on it that said awesome in the font Pride, which I really like, and then eventually changed it to Wiggin' Out. I completely edited the colors of that design of that rainbow using Canva image effects and added the text Wigging Out, and then downloaded both of these designs. And now I'm just going to show you a quick way to upload 2 of them, one that is based on the t-shirt sizes and one that is based for the masks. So I went into my Teepublic and added "Don't worry, restart me." Now I'm very careful not to write down Tamagotchi. I'm pretty sure it's a trademark, so I don't want to risk it, but it is a pocket animal. It's a pocket pet. So for example, if I had something like this that is orange without the Fanta logo, I cannot write down Fanta, but I can definitely write down orange soda juice or something like that. So the same thing with, with Pocket Pet. So what I did with the supporting tags is a bunch of Retro Day, National Retro Day, maybe retro, nostalgia, and you have a lot of things like 90s style, 90s kid, 80s style, 2000s, and stuff like that. So go ahead and check out all these tags. Teepublic is really good with offering you these tags once you put like 1 or 2 of them. And of course, this is not mature content. And then I went down to my favorite part, which is trying to adjust this on a t-shirt. I'm thinking to myself, how would I want to wear a t-shirt when I design? I placed in all the dark ones because I know it's going to look good on dark t-shirts, and then activated other t-shirts that look good. Again, this is not a Teepublic tutorial. There has been a full Teepublic tutorial. You can go ahead and check that one out. I will leave a link to that one down below. And I went over all of these trying to find colors. I usually sort of automatically go into a black t-shirt color, but we are talking about retro day, so pink. We're talking about something vivid. I wanted like the main color to be rather unique, and so the main one was pink. The rest I remained in black. And then I was looking at this if I wanted to make the sticker die cut, so die cut with an extra layer of color, which is one of the reasons why I really love Teepublic, and also adjusting it on the mugs, the cases, all of that. With the wall art, I was kind of conflicted. I didn't really know what I wanted. I'm actually thinking about ordering an art print like this. It's really cool. And with the notebooks, you always have to manually center them because they don't come centered like the other products. Pillows, again, I sort of centered it again to be centered not around the design, but around the text, because the design sort of goes to the side, and just, making sure that they look good. Just because you design something and, Teepublic placed it in a certain way doesn't mean that this is how it has to look. You can also design some stuff and then put the design on the side. I've had it on several of my products, so just make sure that it looks good. That if you saw this, you would say like, this is interesting. I kind of want to wear it. I kind of want to buy it. I wasn't sure how it's going to look on face masks because, their face masks go up to here. So I really had to make it smaller. Otherwise, it's going to say like restart me on your chin. But then I was finalized, I have read and agreed to the terms and condition and published it. And it looks rather cute, or, rad. And now I just want to show you a quick way to upload the other type of design that we have, which was, I was thinking about feeling retro. And as I was uploading this, I thought to myself that the text is going to be too wide. I cannot duplicate my design even though it's seamless on Teepublic. And it's not going to look good on everything. I need to minimize my feeling retro either by making it smaller or by putting the retro under the word feeling. And if you learn anything from any of my tutorials, is not my technique or how I do things. It will be simply, if you design something that you like and then you are approaching the product and something looks a bit off, go back to your design and change it. Work on it again. Make sure that it would look good on all the products. I mean, just come on, spend another 10, 15 seconds on readjusting this design to make sure that it looks good on more product, because I'm already uploading it to Teepublic. Why not make sure that it looks actually awesome on everything? But now that I'm looking into the new one, it's gonna look so much better. And I did like feeling retro 80s kid, because I'm an 80s kid, and the main tag was 80s kid, and then, pop culture, 90s kid, 2000s kid, retro, vintage, stuff like that. And fill out your description and the fact that this is not mature content. And then I moved straight up down to the bag because it was already open, and it looks kind of good on a tote bag, I do have to say. I deactivated the t-shirts with the stickers. I chose a rectangle 1:1 ratios, just like it's going to crop it, or maybe a 5:6, because I wanted it to be cropped. I didn't want the sticker to be so long. And then I went into the cases and flipped it over. Sometimes when you have a design that is very long, Teepublic is going to let you like flip it over to the other side. I didn't need to do that with my designs of the laptop cases, and the mugs came out insanely good. I really like the mug, and I really like the tumbler mug. Like, they really look good. Sometimes I choose a background color behind it because it won't let you continue and sell it without it. And then activating it on wall art with a full bleed. I actually forgot to activate it. I don't know if you can notice now. I noticed it after and got back to it. So make sure you don't forget to actually activate it. Just because you're editing a product on Teepublic or on any platform doesn't mean that the product is actually activated. And with my pillows, I was conflicted if to do it like really big, but I still wanted people to be able to see everything. So I sort of centered it and, did black on up and down. With the tapestries, it was a really nice process. But again, I wanted to make sure that people can see all of my elements. So I put in like a black up and down sections, sort of centering my pattern in the middle. With the pins, I really didn't care. With the magnets, I just chose to have like a rectangle design, which automatically takes it from the sticker. And with the face masks, this was like my happiest point, designing the face mask, because again, this was, coming from doing face masks and doing mugs. And of course, I have read and agreed to the terms of conditions and published it. So this has been a nice experience, right? Now, I do like this design. I think it looked really good on wall art. I came back to it and activated. And I also want to show you some stuff that I have in my cart right now that I want to order. I want to order like a wall tapestry and a notebook and a bunch of stickers. I think like these are nice products to test out from this platform. And also some of their other t-shirts like the baseball and the regular ones. One thing that I do have to tell you, which is something that I'm going to do in the next few days, is if you want to order something for yourself from your own store on Teepublic, make sure to upload the design the same day or the day before you are making the order. Because whenever we upload a design onto Teepublic, we get an automated discount for that product for 72 hours. So I'm actually thinking of uploading several more designs in the next like 24 hours so I can get these designs with that discount, because there is actually a price difference. With the baseball t-shirt, that I wanted to get with a puzzle queen on it. So it's going to be $26, but for a design that I uploaded today, it's going to be $20. So that's a big difference for me, especially if I'm ordering in bulks. I also spend my morning uploading like 14 designs to a different platform, to a different supplier that I might be checking out for you guys, and I'll keep you guys updated, as well as did my monthly Printful order. Every month as a Printful member, you get to test orders and products with 20% discount and almost all the time also free shipping. So I made another Printful order this morning with an all-over shorts for men, a backpack, and how am I always forgetting what I ordered? This doesn't make any sense. I feel like I'm always forgetting what I'm ordering. Oh my, oh, and socks. How am I always forgetting this? Okay, so I did another order from Printful, and again, of course, you're going to see it in the next few videos, and I hope that you would like them. And I also hope that you enjoyed this like retro design tutorial, whether you want to put in 90s, 80s, or retro as a full-on niche for your print on demand, for Teepublic, for Redbubble, whether you want to open a full store that is all about feeling retro and nostalgic, or whether you just want to put in some just nice designs for Retro Day. Because Retro Day, again, as I said in the beginning, is one of those national and international days that is going to be trending on social media and is a great opportunity for you guys to shine. If you want to know more about these exciting days like Donut Day or Pizza Day, you can go ahead and check out the full video that I did about the days that we're going to have in 2022 and how you can design for them. By the way, if you like this video and found this content useful, please hit that like button down below, because every time you do, it really does help my channel. And subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. I will be seeing you guys again tomorrow with a video that has been long overdue. I'm not gonna say anything because I'm mean and I'm teasing you, but yeah, it's been a video that I should have done several months ago, and it's about time, and I'll just see you guys then. Because with that being said, that was it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!